Today's lesson is chapter 11, 1A. We're going to talk about probability. Probability, you're going to tell me what you want out of the total number of choices. For example, if I wanted the probability of randomly picking a day that started with T, there are 2 T days out of 7 total days. The probability of that would be written with a P and then parentheses, and inside the parentheses would be what we're asking, days that start with a T. What if I wanted the probability that I roll a 4 on a number cube, a little die, a dice? How many 4s are there? 1. How many numbers are there altogether? 6. So we would say the probability of rolling a 4 is 1/6, 1 out of 6. Now we can write them as fractions, decimals, or percents. So I could write 1/6 as a fraction, that's the answer, or I could change it into a decimal. The decimal would be 0.16 with a bar over the 6. The percent would be 17%, or 16.6 repeating percent. Probability, the smallest probability you could ever have is 0. The largest probability you could ever have is 1, or 100%. So it can never go negative, and it can never go over 100%. All right, let's suppose that you were going to make yourself a sandwich. You had 3 choices for bread, white, wheat, and rye. You have 2 choices for meat, ham or turkey. You have 3 choices for condiments, mayo, mustard, or nothing. I want to know the probability of a wheat turkey mustard sandwich. So in order to figure this out, remember I want to know what I want out of the total. Well, how many total options are there? This isn't the same as saying there's 7 days in a week or 6 numbers on a cube. That's easy. How many different options of sandwiches can I make? Well, I'm going to draw a tree diagram. So my first part of my tree is going to have white, wheat, and rye because those are my bread choices. Then each of my bread choices, I could choose ham or turkey, ham or turkey, ham or turkey. I think I'll just start abbreviating ham turkey. So I could have a wheat ham or wheat turkey, a rye ham or a rye turkey. Now each of those needs 3 branches because there's 3 condiments that I could put on my sandwich. So I could have mayo, mustard, or plain off of this ham. So I have 3 branches, mayo, mustard, or plain off of this turkey branch. So how you read this tree diagram, I've got this tree. I would read it as white ham mayo, white ham mustard, white ham plain. So far I have 3 different options. Remember, I'm trying to count my total number of options. So if I go through here, I have 3, another 3, another 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. How many of them are wheat, turkey, and mustard? 1. 1 option out of 18, I could write as a fraction, decimal, or percent. The probability of wheat, turkey, or mustard is 1 out of 18. Well, what is my probability I'm going to have white? So I know 18, I've already done the math there, but how many whites are there? Well, there's white ham mayo, white ham mustard, white ham plain, white turkey mayo, white turkey mustard, white turkey plain. That makes 6. Simplified, your probability of a white sandwich is 1/3. So part of your homework is going to ask you to draw these tree diagrams to figure out the number of possibilities. Really, all they're going to ask you is, what's the total? You would say 18 is the total. Then part of your homework is going to say, hey, we've got another option. You don't have to draw a tree diagram. You could use the fundamental counting principle, which means you have 3 bread choices, 2 meat choices, and 3 condiment choices. You count your choices, you count your choices, you count your choices, and then you multiply. The fundamental counting principle. 3 times 2 is 6, 6 times 3 is bingo, 18. Now, if it asks for a tree diagram, you got to go through the work and do it. If it asks you just to find the total using the counting principle, then this would be the work that you would show. All right, here's your first question of the video. Tell me the number of possible outcomes in this situation. We have 6 true-false questions on a history test. What would be the total number of possible outcomes? You can either draw a tree diagram or you can do the counting principle. If you do the tree diagram, your first branch would be question 1. Question 1 could have true or false. Question 2 would be your next set of branches. You could have true or false. And then keep the tree diagram going. So this is question 1, this is question 2, and continue on for 6 questions. If you want to do the counting principle, the fundamental counting principle, you're going to multiply. How many options are there for question 1? How many options are there for question 2? How many options are there for question 3? And so on until you get to 6 questions. Did you say 64? 64 was the correct answer, the correct number of outcomes. I don't know about you, but I don't think the tree diagram would be my preference. I would do the counting principle and end up with my 64. All right, your next question is, suppose a license plate has 6 parts to it. The first 2 parts are letters, the next 2 parts are numbers, and the next 2 parts are letters again. Use your calculator because this number is going to get pretty large, but tell me the total number of options of license plates that there could be. I will give you a hint. There are 26 letters in the alphabet, and you can use 0 through 9, so there are 10 numbers, because they have to be single digits, 10 options right there. All right, good luck. All right, there are 45,697,600 different options of license plates. So if a state were going to do this, they could hand out 45 million license plates before they have to come up with a new system. And that's all we're going to do for today.